Hi, everybody. Jenny Jetson. Jenny Jetson! Had to close the drawer. I'm in my closet. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody is doing well. I appreciate all the time. Don't forget to, I don't know, like me, find me. You can donate. If there's stuff here that you're interested in learning more about or you appreciate, go to my website. I'm a single parent trying to, you know, find a new gig with some meaning. I could use some dollars and cents right now. Feel free to donate. You can sign up for some one-on-one time with me. I'm also available for group meetings and would love to be at service however I can help. I'm going to be posting more things on my website. So most of the content that we're going to cover here though will be more of on my website, or maybe you're on my website and this is already posted. So hope everybody is doing well. A little bit more about me. I'm not really interested. So let's just get back down to work. So I'm in the middle of the 5 stages of grief. I've gone through the first two. The first one was denial, which was the early stage for me. The second one with anger, which felt more like fear. So the third one that I'm going to talk about is bargaining. I don't know exactly what that means. It's not a really, I talked to a therapist about my therapist about, I did some research anyway. So for me, bargaining felt like feeling vulnerable and helpless. That's kind of what it boiled down to. That's what kind of bargaining meant with me. Um, you kind of question everything. What was my role in this? What was my fault in this? You're still kind of overthinking everything because you're desperate to have control of something. You want to have control of something over, you want to have control of something. So you're trying to figure out what you can grab onto and either change or control or rewrite history. I don't know, but that's definitely a part of it. So you want to have power over your situation. So I think you're going back in your story and you're trying to figure out what you did or where you had power, who took it away from you. But that's what bargaining is feeling like. You're going through that, like, if I had only done that, or maybe if I hadn't. That's the bargaining, and that's, I think, your brain's way of figuring out how to better survive next time. It's probably what it boils down to. But you're kind of reasoning with yourself. Um, you won't win at this. You won't hide, and you won't cease to be. I think that's what it boiled down to me, that I'm not going to win. I'm not going to be able to get power over anything right now. I can't hide and say it was somebody else's. It's all, this is happening to me. It's my life. I have to accept that. And I'm not going to die. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to continue to live. I'm going to get through this. So what can you do now? That's what the bargaining, really helpless and vulnerable. And what can I do now? So for me, I'm all about action at times. I say this, I feel like I never get anything done, but I need to have something to think about, at least in my brain. And then when it's time to step into action, I've usually thought it pretty well through and can act fast, but there's a lot of chewing that goes on. So, I think what you can do now is, instead of thinking about the past and how this happened and how you got here and reasoning that, you're going to want to move through that. And what you're going to find on the other side is, what can you do now? Look for solutions. How can you change or not change in yourself so that this doesn't happen again, or that you show up differently, so that you're going to need to transform. Think of yourself as, the caterpillar, and you are turning into a butterfly. I think about this a lot. When you go through trauma, you cease to exist. The person that you used to be, for the most part, ceases to exist. Your personality may be there. People will be able to recognize you, but you're definitely going to be going through a transformation. A lot of the people that knew you one way, they probably won't recognize you. They might not be on that, they might not come with you on that journey. You'll most likely have new interests and new friends. The conversations in which that you want to have with people are going to be very different than the conversations you're willing to have, that you may have had in the past. And I guess what I'm beating around the bush at is you're going to want to go deeper emotionally. Some of those superficial, like you thought your life was stressed because, you know, your husband this or the vacation or the kids, like that's a joy. And you know, if you've never experienced any kind of serious trauma, you're lucky. It's probably going to happen to you someday. But when you're going through this transformation, you're going to tend to gravitate towards people that you're going to learn something from, or people that you are interested in, you know, becoming more like. You really want to surround yourself with hopeful, positive people, or people who terrify you that are an example of who you want to be to step into that future. Um, I think that's true. So what else did I say about this when I was thinking about how this showed up to me? What was my thoughts? Yeah, make my situation better. Really be in the present and the now. Don't look back. Look forward. Deal with the past, but you really need to look forward. You think about a car, driving in a car, right? People love to look in the past. That's like looking through the rear view mirror, which is about this big. When you have the whole, when your future is in front of you, you've got all of this mirror right in front of you and everything to look at. And you need to very much be focused on where you want to go and take it all in. If you're focused on what happened in the rear view mirror, which is a little view of a little part, and it's hard to see, and you gotta kind of move around, and you're trying to make it work, and you're making all these assumptions. That's what your brain is doing. Try and let go of that. Just relax. Just say, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to reason. I'm trying to figure all of this stuff. That's normal. I'm not going to find the answers there. It's not going to change my situation. So let's just move forward and think about what's right in front of me that I can deal with today. And it doesn't mean it's a task. It just might be loving myself, forgiving myself, being present in the moment, reading a book, writing one email, something, or watching a movie and making yourself the yummiest snack ever, whatever you need to do. But try and stay out of that when that bargaining is happening, you know, you're going to want to at some point make sure that you realize, oh, this is my brain healing. Is this me or my PTSD, right? Is this me or is this my trauma? This is my body. So, you know, help your body out when it gets stuck, because your brain is always going to want to make sense of something that happened, but this is something that is unimaginable even to your brain. So you're going to help your brain process things a little bit and then get active from time to time. What else did I say that was a good tip here? Let me see. I hope this is helpful. Is it helpful? If it is, let me know. It took me a lot of time and effort to put all of my feelings and my emotions into some words that I thought would resonate with people, because I really would like to help people get through this process by sharing my story transparently. So if these words don't have meaning for you for whatever reason, I failed completely, and I'll take ownership of that. So I forgive myself for failing and for you for judging me. All right, see how that works? So let's see. Make my situation better. Thought of loss. Yeah, the thought of the loss of control in your life is intolerable. That that happened a lot, like the feeling of not having control over everything. I'm homeless, right? I'm staying with friends, but I have nothing. I have no control over anything. There's nothing I can do at that moment but breathe, eat, sleep, poop, pee, shower, brush my teeth. That was difficult in the early days. All of those things were difficult. That was a full-time job. You know, sleeping, the terror of like, what's going to be there when I close my eyes and fall asleep? What are my dreams going to be? And waking up the next day, I'm here. It's great. Let's, you know, if I'm a broken puzzle, let's start putting these pieces back together, right? I had this one piece. I went to Toastmasters to start talking about my story because I knew I was going to have to testify. I wanted to be able to tell my story without crying emotions to get through it. So I knew I needed to practice, and what are the words that I'm going to use, and how long should it be, and What do people really care about? So these people were kind enough to let me muddle through a couple of early presentations in terms of, how do I summarize this thing in 5 minutes or less, which is still tough for me to do. It's a great story. It is a great story. It's going to be a movie someday. It even has a happy ending, which is lovely. And there's a hero who's awesome. There's a dame. Um, what else? Bargaining. Let's see. Loss of control was intolerable. The planning stage. You're definitely in the planning stage, which is, what do I need to do to fix this? What do I need to do to plan to get myself up out of the hole? Again, that's still kind of your body of clicking gears of pulling yourself out of that. So that's what's going on. Don't stress yourself out about it. It's natural to want to plan things. Don't feel like you have to do everything right then and there, but that's what's going on. So again, compartmentalize, spend a little time, take a bath, meditate, listen to music, get out of your head. Determined to take action. That's one that I think is very helpful, right? You have to really be determined to take action, because it's going to take you a lot to peel you up and have the energy to get out of your head, to get dressed, to focus on something else without exhausting yourself, especially, again, if you're still physically healing from something. Excuse me, any kind of action. If I were to edit it, I would take that out, but I just, I had a little burp. It's just what happened right there, but it's fine. I'm fine. Determined to take action. So, and that might be seeking out a therapist or a counselor, somebody that you can seek advice from. But if you're determined to get stuff done and you're not sure what to do, start talking to people. If you feel like you're stuck in your own healing, again, that's when you're going to need to reach out and talk to a therapist or a counselor when you're going through this bargaining. If not, when, how did this happen? And talk with them through that a little bit. It's a normal stage of the process, and they will be able to maybe see the forest for the trees and help you work through some steps about what really has to happen right now, which is usually not thinking about this and taking care of your physical manifestation. Because when you're in a place of peace and your spirit is strong, you will know what the next steps are. You won't have to worry. You won't run around worrying about them. You will be in action, and it will feel natural and normal and a joy to do. Okay. And why, and then the last two things that I have written down here are build the new dream. You're going to have to build your new dream. And if you're stuck in the past, if you're stuck as far as the blame game, you're going to need to start putting your life together in action, at least for me. This is what I did, and this is what helped me greatly, is I had to build a new dream pretty quickly. Who am I going to be? What's going to be okay with me? What can I live with? And the reality of my situation, and then trying to make that happen. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, feeling vulnerable and helpless and wanting to take control back over, and how did this happen? And your brain is stuck in there. I tried to figure out what I could do now, what I could think about, how I could create the next stage, and then move towards that. And that is what the bargaining stage 3 is. That's how it showed up for me. Is that anything? Yeah, is that anything? I think that's it. Thanks, everyone. Again, you can visit me at iamjennyjetson.com. I'm also on Facebook, Jenny Jetson, and I am Jenny Jetson. One of them is hooked up incorrectly. I'm also on Twitter. You can find this podcast on YouTube. I believe it also is going to be linked to my website someplace. Thank you. Have a great day. And we're in this together. I'm sending you nothing but love. You matter. I'm so glad that you survived. The world is happy and needs you here. We need you healthy and strong, and you're going to do some good. Your life was saved for a reason, right? It was saved for a reason. You might not know why yet, but unless you think about it, you're never going to find it. And then will it be a waste? Nope. We're still happy that you're here. So this is your wake-up call. We're happy that you're here. Thanks. Until next time. Bye.